She was smiling, the same smile that used to greet me every morning. Now it belonged to someone else. The curve of her lips hadn't changed. The light in her eyes still sparked the same way. But none of it was mine anymore. I saw them from across the street, sitting in the little cafe we once called ours. Back then, it was a sanctuary filled with quiet laughter, whispered dreams, and shared glances. Now it held her, and someone new. She laughed, her head thrown back, eyes shining, and something inside me gave way. Not with drama or spectacle, just a slow, silent crumbling, like a structure finally giving in to its own weight. I wasn't supposed to be there. I hadn't meant to see her. It wasn't planned. But sometimes the world seems to enjoy cruel timing. I looked for a moment too long, foolishly hoping she might glance in my direction. She didn't. He reached across the table, fingers brushing hers. She didn't pull away. And that was when it hit me, really hit me, we weren't figuring things out anymore. We were over. I turned and walked away, each step heavier than the last, like my heart had sunk and dragged the rest of me down with it. Breathing became a task. I didn't cry, not then. First came the numbness. Not sharp or loud, just the slow, quiet kind that wraps itself around your chest and squeezes. I thought back to the night she left. She said we felt distant, that something between us had shifted, that she wasn't sure who we were anymore. Maybe she was right. We'd stopped dancing in the kitchen, stopped holding hands at stoplights, stopped saying I love you just because. I pointed to my workload. She blamed timing. Neither of us dared to blame love. Maybe it had already slipped away, and we were too afraid to admit it. So when she packed her things, I didn't stop her. I didn't plead. I just stood there, hoping she'd look back. She never did. I stayed in that apartment with the uneven floors and too much sunlight. Her scent lingered long after her presence vanished. I'd still check my phone some nights, half expecting a message that never arrived. Time passed. I tried dating, tried forgetting, tried faking peace. But no one else felt quite right. And maybe that was the issue. I wasn't meant to find a replacement. I was meant to grow past her. But I hadn't. Not yet. So when I saw her that day, her joy spilling out for someone else, I told myself maybe this was the goodbye I never got. Maybe this was the moment I finally let go. She always said that seeing her smile again would break the spell. But it didn't. It just shifted the ache into a new shape. I vanished for a while, erased my socials, avoided the routes we used to walk, even swapped out my go-to coffee spot. I needed space, not just from her, but from the version of me who once loved her so completely. Weeks passed. Then came the rain, the kind that feels less like weather and more like something personal. The kind that doesn't knock. It just arrives. I was walking home, soaked to the bone, head down, hood up, trying not to think while thinking of everything. Then I heard it, my name. Soft. Unsteady. Familiar in a way that shook me. I looked up. Across the street. She stood there, drenched, hair stuck to her cheeks, eyes fixed on mine like no time had passed at all. She said it again, louder this time. My God, it's really you. I didn't move. I couldn't. My mind didn't know whether this was real or a memory come to life. She stepped closer, her tears indistinguishable from the rain. I've been looking for you, she said. I wanted to ask why. Why now? Why after all this time, after laughing with someone else? But before I could speak, she continued. I saw you at the coffee shop that day. I just didn't know what to say. I blinked. You looked happy. I wasn't, she whispered. I was faking it. I kept faking it for weeks. But it never felt true. Then why? I asked. Because I thought you had moved on. You let go so easily. I thought maybe I made it all up in my head. Her voice cracked. I loved you. I still do. I just didn't know if you'd want me again. And there it was, raw and real, trembling in the storm. I didn't answer at first. I stood there, heart thudding, trying to process what it all meant. I was wrong, she said, tears in her eyes. I thought there was something better out there. But all I found was how much I missed you. The silence that followed wasn't uncomfortable. It was full. heavy with the things neither of us had said. Then I spoke. I waited. Not because I believed you'd come back, but because I didn't know how to let go. She stepped closer. I don't want you to let go. Not this time. I want us to start over, from the very beginning if you'll let me. I looked at her. The same girl who once left me shattered, now standing in the downpour asking for another chance. Forgiveness takes time. Trust takes more. But love, real love, it doesn't vanish. It just goes quiet, waiting for its moment. And maybe this was that moment. I reached out and took her hand. And for the first time in months, the rain didn't feel cold anymore.